What's up, students? Bienvenidos a otra clase de inglés. Como saben, yo soy el teacher Orlando y el día de hoy vamos a tener la primera de muchas clases que van a ser continuación de un tema. En este caso, la clase que vamos a tener hoy es Numbers 2. Así que antes de que continúen viendo este video, asegúrense de haber visto la primera clase de Numbers, que si no, no le van a entender esta clase. ¿Dónde la pueden encontrar? Veré si puedo dejar por aquí el link para que aparezca. También voy a hacer que aparezca al final de este video. Y por supuesto voy a compartir esta clase junto con esa clase en sus grupos de WhatsApp de cada salón de ustedes, ¿de acuerdo? Para comenzar esa clase, les pido de favor que le empiecen en el minuto 4:43. 4:43. Ya saben que en esa época no sabía poner los subtítulos, así que para activarlos tienen que darle clic en esta parte y eso les activará los subtítulos de esa clase, ¿de acuerdo? Presten mucha atención y anoten todo lo que aparece en el pizarrón. Bien, ya que están aquí, ya que vieron esa clase y la entendieron, ahora sí, vamos con la clase de hoy. Pero antes, vuelven los saludos. Así que para los alumnos de la 20 de noviembre le mando saludos a Erika Naomi, a Yareli Atay, también le mando saludos a Carlos Eduardo y a Edgar Santiago. Y de mis alumnos de la primaria José María Morelos y Pavón, le mando saludos a Fernanda, a Michelle y a Adalberto. Si quieren un saludo, deben ser el primero, la primera de su salón en mandarme ambas tareas. ¿Ok? No por separado. Ambas tareas al mismo tiempo y con todos sus datos. Si ya les contesto tarea recibida, es probable que para la próxima clase aparezca su nombre. ¿De acuerdo? Bien, así que sin más que decir, vayamos a la clase. Antes de comenzar, asegúrense de anotar estos 3 datos, tanto en la tarea de este video como en su apunte de la clase de Aprende en Casa. En Name, escriben su nombre completo. En Grade, su grado y grupo. Y en School, escriban 20N si son de la 20 de noviembre o JMMP si son de la José María Morelos y Pavón. No olvides mandar tus tareas a mi correo electrónico orlando.dca2, es importante que lleve el 2, @gmail.com, a cualquier hora o cualquier día, o a mi WhatsApp, el cual únicamente atiendo de martes a viernes de 12 del día a 5 de la tarde. Great, kids. This is the day you have to write down in both homeworks, okay? Today is Friday, 17th, the month is September, and the year is 2021, and today's lesson is going to be more numbers. The previous one was numbers, this is more numbers. Great, kids. So today we are going to start with some exercises about the previous lesson. Let me start with an exercise. However, there's only one rule. You only need to use your previous notes in order to answer this activity. I'm going to write down here some numbers and you are going to write down next to them the name of each number in English, okay, not in Spanish. I'm going to start with 5 numbers there. The first one is 5. However, you are not going to write down 5. You are going to write down the original name, 5. We also saw another kind of number, right? Where that name, instead of being 5, was 5th. However, remember that 5th means quinto. And in this case are normal numbers, cardinal numbers, I think. I don't know. So its name is 5. please write down the name of this form. For example, the next one starts with 20, and then you have to add something else, the name of this number. Then we have like the opposite numbers, 80, and then the name of this one. And then we have these final numbers. Okay, first one starts with 3, and the next one starts with 6, but there's a specific word that you are going to use, which is called 100. 100, remember, means cientos. Okay, next one, which means 28 in Spanish, is 28. Remember that 20 in English is 20, right? 20, and this number is called 8, so it's 28. And next number is 80. You can say 80, 80 or 80, it's the same. 82. Why 2? Because this is the name of this number. 82. And what about the last numbers? Well, here are the answers. 349. Yes, 49. And the last one is 611. Remember that this word, 100, I explained it to you, but not with a lot of numbers. Instead, like with a little text that when you add the name of a number plus 100 equals these quantities, right? 600, 300, 800. It works the same as in Spanish, right? For example, 349. 349. It works almost the same, but this is in English. 349. And in this case, it's the same. We are not going to say 601. We don't say 1. This number has a name, which is 11. 611. All clear? Great. Because I think the previous class we didn't mention a lot of things about the thousands, which is the thing I'm going to explain right now. Okay, let me erase this part. Great. So now we have this part. Please write it down in Spanish and in English, of course. It says numbers from 1 to this I don't know how to say that. This expands because you have tons of numbers here. The previous one was from 1 to 9, or in this case it's from 1 to, can you say the name of this number? 999. Okay, all those numbers, when you have 3 zeros after them, you are going to add this word, thousand. So for example, which year are we? Let me write it down. 2021. Okay, this is a 2. Let's just say there are 3 zeros here. That means we are going to add 1000. However, we don't have 3 zeros. However, we have 3 slots. Okay, so this one is 2000, and this number we know it's called 21. Okay, let me give you 2 more examples. Let me say another number, 3332. Okay, 3332. Maybe it sounds difficult. However, if you think about it, it works also the same as in Spanish. 3,332. Okay, it's not that hard. Maybe in the previous one we didn't add like 100 because it was a 0 here, right? However, we do have a number here, 3 in this case. We have to add 100. Great. Let me give you one last example. There you go. 75,999. There start to be a lot of numbers. Okay. For example, in this part, we have till 75. Right? However, just like it says, we can go until 999. Okay? So there will be more numbers and more numbers. Okay? But I think it will be more useful if we go back to a 4-digit number. Okay? Because I think it's more common to see 4-digit numbers than 5 or more digit numbers. Okay? And also there's a trick that people who speak English use. Okay? So I'm going to teach it. Great. Let's go back to the previous year. Okay? According to the information I just gave it to you a few minutes back, this number is called 2020. However, if you remember, in most of the dates that we wrote in the past, I didn't say 2020. I said 2020. And if we say it faster, it's 2020, right? So as you can see, I'm saying this pair of numbers here and this pair of numbers here. This is way useful when you are saying a 4-digit number. Okay, let's practice with 2 more. For example, this is the year I was born. All right. Let's just say that according to the way I told you to do it, this year is 1989, which in Spanish means 1999. However, it is more common to say in English, like in pairs. For example, this number is 19, right? 19. And this number is going to stay the same, 89. So, which one do you prefer to say? 1989 or 1989? I think most of the people prefer to say this one because it's shorter, right? You don't have to say a lot of words, just 1989. One last example. 8614, but its original name is going to be 8640. You see how it is easier to say these digits by pairs, 8640, right? So that's why I'm teaching you this, because it's way more useful and it is okay, okay? It is okay to use it in English. There's no problem. For example, in Spanish, we don't say 8614. We will say that if we have a comma here, 8614. But if not, we are going to say 8614. In English, it's okay to separate the numbers by pairs. However, this only applies with 4-digit numbers. Okay? Great. So, what happens if we reach this number, which is 999? 999,000. All of that is this number. And again, 999. What happens after this number? Well, just like in Spanish, we are reaching 1 million, right? Which means one digit plus 6 zeros after the digit, okay? And it's from 1 to 999, okay? Which means that what happens after 999,999,999, next number is going to be 1 billion, okay? A digit and then 9 zeros. That's tons of numbers. That's why I'm not telling you to copy all of this. Well, copy this one, but you are not going to copy from a million to the number I just said. I'm not going to repeat it because it's a very long number, right? But I'm going to teach you this. This is the end of the class, by the way. But I wanted to teach you this because a lot of people, when translate information from English into Spanish, say that 1 billion means un billón en español, but that's not correct. In Spanish, this number, which is 1 billion in English, means 1,000 millones en español. En español, los millones no llegan del 1 al 999. Llegarían del 1 al 9,000, al 999,999. Ya hasta me hice bolas con tanto número. Pero este número, que en inglés es un billón, bueno, más bien 1 billion, en español es 1,000, aquí tenemos un 1,000, y como aquí hay 6 ceros, son millones. 1,000 millones equals 1 billion in English. Okay? But wait, there's more. In this case, I'm going to give you some homework, but it's going to be very easy. You just have to write down here the names in English of these 5 numbers. Okay? 5,001, 4,848, 77,077, 22,222 y 100,000. Tienen que anotar esto, pero en inglés, ¿de acuerdo? Sí, sé que puede ser algo difícil, pero la buena noticia es que pueden usar estos apuntes, pueden pedir ayuda en casa, pueden guiarse por el internet, como les quede. De hecho, no es obligatorio que les quede todo esto correcto. Simplemente quiero que intenten hacerlo y ya me lo mandan, ¿de acuerdo? Me mandan todo el trabajo. Recuerden que la tarea es, o bueno, toda la clase es anotar lo que se ve en el pizarrón, prestar atención para entenderle. Y en este caso quiero que me manden estos 5 números con sus nombres en inglés escritos en esta parte, ¿de acuerdo? En inglés, no en español los acabo de decir. Y además, pues yo no enseño español, ¿verdad? Bueno, por mi parte eso es todo. Espero les haya gustado la clase y nos vemos la próxima semana. No olviden enviar sus tareas al mismo tiempo, de preferencia. Si me las envían separadas no hay problema, pero traten de enviar las dos que mando a la semana al mismo tiempo, ¿de acuerdo? Ok. So long, kids.
Hola, soy la princesa Jazmín y quiero mandarle un saludo a las alumnas del teacher Orlando. Me encantaría que vinieran todas a Ágrava a conocerme a mí, a mi padre, a Rajá y a Aladdin. Les mando un gran saludo.